question is this to the women. Y'all want a man to provide every single thing, pay all the bills, sponsor your whole lifestyle, buy you this, buy you, take care of you, and etc., right? But when do that man have time for you? When do he spend quality time with you? If he doing all these things, where do your time come in at? Or do y'all not just give a damn? If that man working 50 to 70 hours a week, when he get home off of work, he tired. Ain't no such thing as me time. I know what y'all women gonna say, but at least he gonna come home to a clean house. At least he ain't gotta do nothing. I'm gonna rub his feet, I'm gonna massage him. Do y'all not hear y'allself? You gonna rub his feet, he gonna fall asleep. In the next couple hours, he back on his feet, headed back to work. And he just gonna repeat the same cycle every single day. You still ain't doing nothing for him. Yeah, you got the house clean, true enough, but he ain't even there to even enjoy it. Because soon as he get home, he bath, eat, then go to sleep, and go right back to work. So the only thing that you doing for him physically is rub his damn feet and get him a massage. And that's the main reason why a lot of y'all men don't mind going to work, because they got a side chick at work. Yeah, they in the whole relationship at work. He spend more time with his side chick at work than he do with you. And hell no, he ain't gonna complain, because he got best of the both worlds. If your man ain't never at home and don't mind not being at home, where the hell do you think he at? You better have some common sense.
Women decline very quickly when they reject a good man, y'all. I want y'all to understand something. When a woman rejects a good man that could have possibly been her husband and helped her out, and which is good for the woman, I'm gonna let y'all know right now, the women typically always decline. Have you guys ever noticed that, say for instance, your ex is somewhere, a woman you was dating for, you know what I'm saying, a little period of time, you really liked her, but she just ghosted you? Have you ever noticed that when you see her again, you know, after a long time, she does not look all right? She looks bad. Or you look on her social media or something, and she just doesn't look how she looked when you had her. She looks like she's went downhill. I always understand something. When women reject these good men, when women are rejecting good men, they go to these guys that mean no good for them. They don't want to help the woman improve. They don't want to see that woman shine. They're only bringing the woman down. And the woman likes that because she's like that as well. But she will certainly start to realize that that guy who really was good for her, and she just ghosted him or whatever, she will start to see a decline in herself. And you will see it too. Just look at these women that you used to deal with that ghosted you or did you wrong, something like that, and she left you for maybe a worse guy than you, a bad boy, whatever. Look at how she is, you know what I'm saying? As the time goes on, as time just steady keep rolling, she's going to go into a decline, man. And that's why these women be coming back, because they realize they made a mistake, but it's too late by then. You know what I'm saying? Women learn the hard way instead of the easy way. Make sure you like this video. I'm out.
Men are not approaching women anymore. Let's talk about why. So the manosphere will say that it's because women have become impossible. They're too entitled, they're too quick to reject, men are terrified of getting Me Too'd. But that explanation is wrong, and it's keeping a lot of men stuck. The actual reason is that approaching a stranger takes a specific set of social skills. It requires tolerating awkwardness, handling no without freaking out, being willing to look a little bit cringe, and being willing to summon the courage in the first place. Those are skills that are built through practice, and an entire generation has grown up doing most of their social interaction through a screen, which means none of that practice has happened. The research on social skills backs this up. Like any skill, the ability to approach people degrades when it's not used. The muscles for in-person rejection, small talk with strangers, and reading a live face in real time are being used less than at any point in recorded history. Also, there is a cultural piece to this. Women are more alert in public spaces than they used to be. They're more on guard. Men who want to approach in a polite way are having to be more thoughtful about how their attention lands. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it does make the old default of just go say hi more complicated than it once was. We should be accepting that some people will not want your attention, and that's not a personal insult. We should lead with curiosity instead of performance and be willing to be a little awkward. The men who are dating well right now are the ones who have made peace with the slightly uncomfortable, treating rejection as learning instead of a personal slight. And I think that's the real path forward, not the blame game that the manosphere is selling.
Girlies, if you need to remember anything whilst you are going through it, there is no competition, none. If the only focus is on you. And this is what we are going to teach and literally thingy in our minds in the Hot Girl Healing Club. Because how often do we sit there and we're like, what are they doing? Or, you know, you get in your own heads. Stop. We are going to stop it, because we are going to dedicate 6 months of our lives solely to us. And then it's going to be game over. It's going to be a game changer. So welcome to all our new followers. I'm super excited. We are setting up the Hot Girl Healing Club TikTok in the next few days. In the meantime, head over to the gram, Hot Girl Healing Club UK. All the launch details are going to be on there. Super excited for this. Everybody wants in on this call. Everyone goes on about the manosphere, HS Tiki-Toki, blah, 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 blah. This Secret Society Girls Club is going to take over, because we are going to transform our lives in 6 months. We're going to be unrecognizable. Our mindsets are going to be crystal clear. We're going to be making money. We're going to be sexy as fuck. Like, this is it. So, I'm going to see you over there.
And you got to understand, man, with the way that you out here talking, with the way that you out here acting, with the way that you out here thinking that you're just going to talk crazy to a man, treat a man like he's dirt, a man is not going to pursue that. There's no reason for him to. There's no reason for him to get up out of bed every morning, having a great day, might have had a great night with his friends, just to come up to you. You got an attitude. And the only way that attitude is going to leave is if you have more cowbell.
Listen, I'm not here to be the bearer of bad news, nor am I here to burst anybody's bubble, okay? But there's a lot of women out here that are out here bragging and flexing about, I'm getting this man to pay my bills. Yeah, he's giving me money. He's flying me out. He's taking me on trips, and whatever the case may be, right? I'm just here to remind you that it is not a flex or anything to brag about if the person that's doing all these things is never a that you would want to be with. Because the reality of it is that that you do want to be with, you can't get them to do that, okay? So you out here flexing that a 5'2" Oompa Loompa with one eye is out here paying your bills. Yes, he's paying your bills, sis. He has one eye. But the one that's blowing your back out, the one that you really want to be with, you can't get that to treat you like that.
I know the fella's gonna eat this one up. She said she ain't trying to bust nobody bubble. Me? It's the one eye for me. But sis got a whole point. I don't know how y'all do it, because I cannot date somebody I'm not attracted to. I can't do it. Because eventually that man gonna want to kiss. He gonna want to be intimate. He gonna want to be up under me. And if I'm not attracted to you, yeah, I can't do it. So when he asks for a kiss, what you do? I'll really be out here messing with Oompa Loompa because he got a couple dollars that he gonna spend on you? Yeah, nah, I'm good, love. Enjoy. So can you be intimate with somebody who you're not attracted to? And is it a flex to have somebody taking care of you who you really don't even want to be with?
How can a woman create a space for a man to yearn for her?
How can a woman create a space for a man to yearn for her? I feel like a woman has to be the exception. There are so many women that are self-centered. They're focused on, what can I get from a man? How can I run his pockets? How can I become a wife that's put up, right? Instead of focusing on, how can I benefit this man? How can I pour into this man? How can I give to this man? How can I make his life easier? You know what I'm saying? How can I take some weight off his shoulders? How can I provide him with rest? How can I be his peace? How can I help him fulfill his dreams? How can I please him? How can I love him? How can I strengthen him? And I feel like that type of woman, a man won't forget, because there's so many takers around. When you get with a giver, when two givers get together and lock in, it's over. I give to you. I'm trying to compete to outgive you. I'm trying to compete to outlove you. And when a man finds a woman that's in his corner like that, he has no choice but to yearn for her. Because she's not just drawing from his energy, she's actually giving him some. He's going to desire to be in her presence, right? Because she's his peace. A woman that's a man's peace, he yearns for her. A woman that is focused on what she can give to him versus what she can take from him, he yearns for her. It's deeper than a man can get anywhere. But a woman being a man's peace, that's rare.
You've talked to Gen Z men and women. What are the things you hear most from them about why they don't want to date anymore?
I hear a couple of things. First, I think, is a general sense of anxiety around interacting with other people. One of the things that I cited in my New York Times piece was this major survey that came out. It was done by the Institute for Family Studies at UVA and the Wheatley Institute at BYU. Their top line conclusion is that we are in a depressed dating economy. And then the reasons that people cited for not dating were really just anxiety based. First, there was the idea of money, which speaks to the precariousness. Dating is expensive. I'm not sure if I have enough money, etc., to take people out on dates. But then also 50% of people talked about having issues with what the survey described as dating efficacy, which really, when they broke it down, meant that they didn't think that they knew how to or were confident enough to approach someone of the opposite. They weren't confident that they could read social cues. They weren't confident that they could accept rejection and bounce back if, they dated someone and it didn't work out. So because of their anxiety, it's exactly the cycle that you stated. They were just opting out of doing it. There's just this worry about getting it wrong.
A lot of times these men, my God, they have to audition for no reason. Not doing it. Why do I have to audition for you? Why do I have to prove myself to you? But you never have to prove yourself to me. I mean, God dog, y'all want men to be leaders, but then you let them get all the way down the street and you never even give them any support. What CEO, what boss in what company is going to be yeah, I'm going to carry this entire company on my back the entire way and say, you know what, I don't need no help. I don't want none. I don't want no support. Which one? Nobody. Give that man some help.
Hey, I know this is a sore topic for the guys, but I hate to keep on reminding y'all. I get comments all the time on my videos on this topic where guys are like, I don't chase. If I have to chase a woman, she's not the one. I don't want her. I want her to chase me, all this stuff. But the gag of it is they will chase. I watch them do it. I watch them. The same guy saying, I will not chase a woman, will absolutely chase a woman that they think is out of their league. Will absolutely chase a woman that they think is their dream woman. Happens all the time. Don't listen to anybody who claims it doesn't. With men, I've learned that when they like a girl, there is a sense of urgency. They realize that they need to bag her or someone else will, so they'll go for it. So many guys have told me this, but I've also seen it with my own eyes. One time there was this guy that was interested in me and he came to visit my city and we spent the weekend together. We kind of showed him around with all my friends. And at the end of it all, he was like, hey, I am really interested in you. That's why I came down here. I really want to pursue things with you. And I know if I don't do this right now, someone else is going to snatch you up. So I'm just shooting my shot here. Meanwhile, I had no idea that he was here trying to pursue me. I just thought he wanted someone to show him around the city, but whatever. But if that's not proof that they know that if they like somebody, they have to pursue because they know how it works. They know how other guys work and how they think. So no, don't let these guys fool you. Don't think that just because they're saying they won't chase, that they won't chase. They will. They'll chase. And if they're not chasing you, then you're not the right girl for them. No worries. But just know if he did like you, he would be chasing. So don't listen to these guys. They're lying to you.
My cousin asked me the other day, and he was just like, you be talking to all these fine girls. They all look good. Why you don't take none of them serious? Why don't you cuff them? And I'm going to explain to y'all a really good reason why I ignore so many of them. I was chilling with this girl one day, right? And I was trying to be vulnerable, you know? We was just I was trying to have a deep conversation. And I was telling her, ever since my godmother died, I haven't been the same. Things been messed up about me, you know? My mental health hasn't been the same. I be feeling certain ways, it hurt me, it scarred me. Something I probably never healed from. In the midst of me talking about that and just telling her, how much I miss my godmother, she sat there and asked me, why you rubbing my butt so much? I looked at her with the straightest face and I just stared at her for about 5 minutes straight. In the midst of me being vulnerable, talking about someone's, she asked me, why do you like touching my butt so much? And I just looked at her. She was like, what? Is it because it's fat? And she wasn't playing. This was a serious question. She actually waited for her answer. And I was like, are you serious? You playing, right? And she was like, what? It's a question. Well, there's your answer. That's why I don't talk to these girls and take them serious. I don't care how good they look. Come on, man. Do better.
Ladies, I don't know if you know this, but you're losing the plot right now. This main character energy that a lot of women have, where you feel like everything has to revolve around you, well, men are removing you from the topics that they care to discuss, be around, or have any interactions with. I mean, if you can't tell, just look at the racing, the runners clubs, all of that stuff that they're doing right now. You literally have identifiable bracelets for people to say if they're single, because women want to know who the single men are in these groups so that they have an opportunity to talk to them and approach them. That is pure madness. If a man wants to get your attention, he will, which tells me that the men are not approaching women and for their own very valid reasons. You have made yourself unapproachable. You have made yourself undesirable. Instead of being the person that they would want to approach, you've basically told them they're wrong. They're damned if they do. They're damned if they don't. You label them. You make it so that men are uncomfortable. If a man approaches you and he doesn't happen to be the guy that you want, then I guess he's some sort of, right? That's the rhetoric that you guys were running around with not that long ago. So now men are trying to find spaces where women are not. I have been scrolling on TikTok and I saw a few guys now who have created their own home gyms so that they can avoid being around women who are not fully dressed. You have made men so uncomfortable that now they don't want to approach you. And they don't even want to be in your space. They're building spaces for themselves to congregate so that they don't have any opportunity to be approached by you. And we're still not going to own the fact that we've got accountability in that. Ladies, you better fix it quick. I'm not out there in these streets, but I'm hearing it's not easy. So obviously, whatever you're doing, it's not working.
You know, you have a lot of modern women continuing to ask, where are all the men at? How come these men are not at singles events? Well, if you were to go to an event just to get humiliated, would you go? If you were going to the event just to honestly and truly become content, would you go? The answer is probably going to be not. I'm not coming. I'm not going to pay to be humiliated. The drinks are not going to be that good. The food's not going to be that good. We're not going to be doing anything that I want to do, so I'm not going. And that's how a lot of men think. Even if the drinks are good, even if the food is good, okay, this looks like a place I would go, but I'm not going on that night. I'll go the next night, or the night before, or some other time.
There is no husband in America. There is no husband in America. That lie almost made me settle. I remember at the time I was dating a guy, and every time I make complaint about him, like, oh, he's doing something like this, I don't like it. He's doing something. What I hear from people around me is, the one you see, you better hold him tight. The one you see, you better hold him tight. There is no husband in America. There is no husband in America. So I allowed that mentality to sink into me. So I kept enduring, I kept tolerating, until there was a day I met a woman and I had a conversation with her. And that conversation changed my thought. So she asked me, because I was lamenting, I was saying, he does this, he does that, he does this. And the lady said, then why are you with him? Then I told her the same sentence. But there is no husband in America. If I leave him now, where would I start from? And she said, Dami, I want you to know something today. When you are with someone saying those conversations, telling you there is no husband in America, make it intentional to tell them that my own husband is in America. Ladies and gentlemen, what she said to me at that time, I didn't really understand it, but I know that I heard what she said. So I'm like, okay. Then after that, any conversation I have with people, I'll be like, we'll talk all America, but my own husband is in America. 7 months later, I met my own husband. 6 months later, we got married. And we've been together now for how many years? I don't know. So this is me telling you, if you're in the UK, Canada, Dubai, I don't care where you are. When people tell you your husband is not in that country, make it a priority. Be intentional to tell them that, you know what, my own husband is in America. And let me tell you what, your husband is in your location. Your husband is where you are. Your husband is in the UK, is in Canada, wherever you are. God brought you to that place. because it knows that your partner is already in that location. Anyway, my name remains Dami. Don't forget to follow, like, and share for more content like this. I am going to see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching.
One of the funnier interactions I constantly have on here is other short dudes getting so mad at me because I don't hate myself. Like, it's over for me. I'm 5, whatever, and no one will ever love me because of that, and that has made me quit on everything in life. And I'll be like, I don't know, man, I'm 5'5".
This is absolutely 2000% true, and I am certified to be talking about this because I am 5'8". I know. And I have noticed that a lot, that so many people think that like being below 6 foot, like even guys that are 6 foot, like they'll be like to cope, like whenever they see a guy that's below their height, you know, having success with a girl that they would have wanted, they're like, dude, he's short. It's actually quite insane that I think a lot of people like use it as an excuse to not go and work on themselves because they're like, bro, I'm short. You know, I'm short. There's nothing I could do. I have watched my whole entire life. I'm not denying, trust me, I am not denying that I see a lot of guys who are tall, you know, good looking, rich. And of course, they get girls a lot easier. Of course, they have opportunities a lot easier. Even they're more well-liked sometimes by other men because they're like they look like men. But my whole point here, and I am somebody who's big into like, you know, working on yourself. Go to the gym, you know, do some things, get your eyebrows done, put some slits in, maybe dye your hair to support me. My whole point is you can definitely do things to make yourself more attractive. And I'm telling you with 2000%, like my life experience is just reenacts this every day. I have seen men that were genetically gifted. They're tall, they're genetically like they put on muscle very easy and they blow it away because they don't do anything besides that. And I see how that short guy who made himself more interesting, he's got a funny personality, he goes to the gym, he's unique, like that guy does better. And it's like not even close. Moral of the story here is, trust me, I'm not living in denial that like, yes, a 6'4", jacked, good looking man will beat out a good looking short man. Yes, probably. But oh my God, if you guys put a level of effort in, most guys don't really put that much effort into their appearance. It will absolutely help, but that's just my opinion. But hey, what do you think?
Okay, so when my friend and I go out, we don't get approached by men. And it's happened like a handful of times where we'll go out and we look nice, you know, we're putting our best foot forward, we're fun, we're talkative, we laugh, the whole nine, okay? We don't get approached. We live in LA. I don't know if that's part of it. I don't know if men in other parts of the country are different. But in LA, it feels like that just doesn't happen anymore. I don't know. I'm going to put a picture of us and you guys can see what we look like. I don't think like we're bad looking, you know? Like what is it?
Honestly, a lot of it is just not under your control anymore because a lot of men are just no longer approaching, no matter how approachable you may seem. And that's just honestly because so many women before you have been absolutely toxic to these men, to the point of men no longer finding it beneficial to go out, especially at night, to the bars and approach women because they do not believe that they're going to find wifey material at the bar, even if you are wifey material. And then just the amount of effort and energy that he has to spend on approaching you and then maybe possibly buying you a drink and then keeping you chatting in a busy, loud bar, it is exhausting. And that's even if he gets to that point, because for most men, they're getting rejected about 80 to 90% of the time. So it is absolutely discouraging. And all it takes, honestly, is 1 or 2 really bad rejections where he gets called out for being something that he isn't to make him not want to ever do it again. So my best recommendation is to not have going out with one of your girlfriends at night to a bar be the way that you're trying to meet a man. It's just not very doable in today's day and age.
And a lot of these modern women, they say a lot of stuff that's demeaning. They talk about how men are shaming women, but a lot of these modern women out here shame men a lot. They say some off the wall stuff. They say some crazy stuff to disrespect a man. And when a man says, okay, that's how it is, you have to understand when you say stuff like that, when you do stuff like that, a man, you're going to call him cold. You're going to say that he's emotionally unavailable. But really, part of that, or maybe even a good portion of that, was you talking trash. Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. Like Kevin Samuels always used to say. You two were worried about shaming him and insulting him, Now that man seemed cold and distant, and you're not looking at what you did that might have caused that.
I saw a post that said that men are dating more for peace over beauty now. And if that doesn't tell you how dense and how black and white these men think.
Whoa, but I thought the problem was men only cared about how women looked, and not really their character on the inside. You should be happy to know that that's not all that matters to them anymore, even though it should be. Look, I don't know who made the original post, but saying, oh, men are dating less attractive women for peace rather than the attractive women, it's a big cope all around. It's either a woman coping as to why she's single or a man coping as to why he's not going for attractive women anymore, even though they'd all reject him. It's all cope. But she kept going.
Is that they're correlating more of beautiful, attractive women to be more difficult and more demanding.
Not gonna lie, isn't a lot of content on here geared towards telling women to expect more from men, telling them to be high maintenance, telling them to control their man?
What men are really trying to say is that they don't want to be held accountable for their actions. They want to be able to do certain things and you not being able to say anything about it.
Where did you get that from? Again, she said she saw a post that was like 2 sentences, and she kept going after that, bro. Like, she talked for 2 minutes about what that post meant. Notice when I summarized it, I summarized it in like 10 seconds. It's like, again, men are choosing someone who respects them, who likes them, who treats them kindly. Because again, as I said in yesterday's video, a lot of women are conditioned to be with men they don't like and they end up treating those men poorly. So men are choosing to be in more equitable and happy situations. Like that just seems like something any human being would do given the same situation. And look, I swear to God, there was that one post where I was talking about there's some woman who was talking like this, where it's like, oh, they're just picking something easy. They want to get away with stuff, da 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 da. I stitched a video saying she was rude, disrespectful, etc. She didn't listen. I swear to God, I'm not going to go back and find it though. She literally stitched the video and she said, "You're right." And she was laughing. Like, it was like a big, like, funny moment for her, which I'm glad. But it's like, again, it's like they take pride in being extremely difficult. So then when men are like, I don't want difficult things, then it's like, what are we talking about?
Yo, regret be hitting so much harder when it's self-realized.
I was in college, I dated a very traditional Christian man who asked me at one point, how do you feel about after you graduated, we just immediately got married and you were a stay-at-home wife and you didn't have to work? Ooh. I was honestly offended by that question because I was so passionate about this thing that I was getting a degree in that I was just so eager to enter the workforce and do this thing that I loved and get money for it. Fast forward to today, I've graduated, we broke up, I'm now working in the profession of the thing that I got a degree in, and I changed my mind.
Aww.
I changed my mind. I know.
What the fuck?
I don't want to do it anymore. I'm done.
That's how regret sounds, yo. It sounds like a whole bunch of... Yo, shorty had it good. Get married right after graduation, become a stay-at-home wife, chilling, homie's gonna take care of everything. Yo, that sounds traditional. That sounds like a soft, nice life. But no, that modern woman in her just couldn't help. She said she got offended. So she got mad at him and all that. Fast forward, she got her degree. Congratulations. Now you in the workforce. It's all self-inflicted. This is everything she says she wanted herself. Now she's working, paying bills. The life ain't soft. And homie probably found him somebody, married him somebody. And that chick is like, yo, shout out to you, shorty, for choosing that career. Because whoever he married got that soft life. Meanwhile, she's over here crying on the internet, sobbing on the internet, doing this. I don't know even what that sounds like. That just sounds ugh. But she doing it. So ladies, before you regret, if you have the opportunity to live a soft life, mad nice, mad shorties want this life, then you should take it and you should do it. Regret like this? Oof. I wish that on nobody. Yo, regret be hitting so much harder when it's self-realized.
I was in college, I dated a very traditional Christian man who asked me at one point, how do you feel about after you graduated, we just immediately got married and you were a stay-at-home wife and you didn't have to work? Ooh. I was honestly offended by that question because I was so passionate about this thing that I was getting a degree in that I was just so eager to enter the workforce and do this thing that I loved and get money for it. Fast forward to today, I've graduated, we broke up, I'm now working in the profession of the thing that I got a degree in, and I changed my mind.
Aww.
I changed my mind. I know.
What the fuck?
I don't want to do it anymore. I'm done.
That's how regret sounds, yo. It sounds like a whole bunch of... Yo, shorty had it good. Get married right after graduation, become a stay-at-home wife, chilling. Homie's gonna take care of everything. Yo, that sounds traditional. That sounds like a soft, nice life. But no, that modern woman in her just couldn't help. She said she got offended. So she got mad at him and all that. Fast forward, she got her degree. Congratulations. Now you in the workforce. It's all self-inflicted. This is everything she said she wanted herself. Now she's working, paying bills. The life ain't soft. And homie probably found him somebody, married him somebody. And that chick is like, yo, shout out to you, shorty, for choosing that career. Because whoever he married got that soft life. Meanwhile, she's over here crying on the internet, sobbing on the internet, doing this. I don't know even what that sounds like. That just sounds but she doing it. So ladies, before you regret, if you have the opportunity to live a soft life, mad nice, mad shorties want this life, then you should take it and you should do it. Regret like this? Oof, I wish that on nobody.
Here are some tests that I play on men in order to see if they're going to be able to provide and protect me. Because if they're not, I don't need them. You shouldn't either. Thing first, him paying for the date. Let's just stop this conversation in the back and forth 50-50. The first date, he needs to be paying 100%. And if he's not, then like, goodbye. Comes with an example. This weekend, I went out to the bar in Miami and I ran into someone that I had been following on Instagram. So we hung out for most of the night, and then as we were leaving, we both had Ubers going separate. His Uber came first and he's like, oh no, I'll wait for you. Me, in my head, I'm like, oh no, like you don't have to wait for me, being kind, whatever. And this man gets into his Uber and takes off. It is 4 a.m. in Miami, Florida, where no good is to come. Everything is shut down and I'm standing by myself in the middle of the street. Immediately no. If you don't care about my safety and making sure that I get into my Uber safely, you're done. You're done for. And then if you don't go ahead and double check I made it safely, bye. This man failed my protection test, so he never heard from me again. Men, you need to be walking her to her car, to her Uber, to wherever to make sure she gets home safely. And then text her, making sure she gets home safely. Like, this could actually save your... You realize you're the last person she's seen with. If she goes missing. Another inviting test that I do is when we're out, if you have like a jacket on or like some kind of like over shirt, I will always, without a doubt, say that I'm cold. Because I want to see if you will give me the shirt off your back. And if you don't, you're to me. And then if you do, I won't take it because hoes don't get cold.
And modern women, they get wrapped up in this fantasy where they want men to continue to beg and plead and, like they say, carry out a boombox or something like that in a window at 12 o'clock at night. I guess it would be midnight. So, and wake up the whole neighborhood with a boombox. So I really love you, playing slow jams and, you know, baby, baby, stay with me, and all those other love songs that, you know, one guy had like a TikTok or something like that to where he was essentially saying, he was kind of, you know, poking fun at some of these R&B songs where women say, oh man, where are the men who yearn? And the songs they were talking about, men yearning in, the men had cheated. I did you wrong, I cheated on, and the women love that. Men are just saying, no, that's not me, man. That's not me. I don't do that type of stuff. I don't get involved in that type of stuff. Number one. Number two, it ain't no reason for me to continue to try to prove myself and try to, every single time, it's always me having to say sorry. It's always me having to apologize because I'm always the one doing wrong. You never take any accountability, man.